Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. What can I get for you?
Yeah, I'm going to need all the candy, all the energy drinks you can give me. Just pile the junk food in a cart and roll it out to my car.
Pull up to the second window and we'll see you next crime.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. I am John here with Jamie. I mean, that sounds awesome. Candy,
it does sound awesome.
Energy drinks. What's your favorite energy drink right now?
I don't really love energy drinks. Like, legitimately, they make my heart feel weird. I've occasionally drank a Bang energy drink. So,
oh man, those made my mouth like super dry. I'm loving some Alani right now, but you know, they are expensive. So we're going to talk about a crime today that kind of shows just how high these prices are. Let's talk about it.
A way to get around it. So we're going to talk about the world of organized fraud targeting a really important support system for low-income families, and that's SNAP benefits. SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and it helps millions of Americans put food on the table, but it's also become a target for high-tech crime. John, you and I have shared about our childhood before. My family got government assistance, and we had actual food stamps that looked like Monopoly money that we would spend.
I remember those came in a book, and yeah.
But now it's all on a card, just like everything else is. But today we're looking at a ring of individuals from Columbus, Ohio, where they were indicted for defrauding the SNAP system of millions of dollars, and they spent almost all of it on junk food, candy,
How much
and
did you
energy
say?
drinks.
Millions of dollars?
Millions of dollars.
All right. So it all started in August 2024 when the OIU, the Ohio Investigative Unit, received a tip about suspicious EBT transactions happening at Sam's Club and BJ's wholesale stores in Columbus. Someone was using stolen SNAP benefits. And again, this is like a credit card with when the government puts money for food on there to purchase large amounts of food. And it wasn't just a one-time thing. This was a systematic operation. I know from working in grocery stores and working with the government now, the card will get declined if it's anything if it's for anything other than food. But it sounds like they knew how much money they had on it, because it would also reject that if they had insufficient funds. So I'm interested to learn more.
Absolutely. Agents began surveilling individuals to see if they could catch up with who is doing this and how they were doing it. What they saw was individuals entering stores, making bulk purchases of candy and energy drinks, and walking out with full carts, sometimes with over $3,000 worth of merchandise in a single visit. John, I know this stuff is expensive, but I think if you go to buy $3,000 of energy drinks, you're going to buy all the energy drinks.
Yeah. I mean, I know that families only get like the amount of money that you get depends on the size of your household, but nowhere should there be $3,000 a month on one single EBT card. And these shoppers weren't just, having a major sweet tooth. Investigators realized the purchases were being made with fraudulent EBT cards, and they weren't just shopping at one store. The surveillance led authorities to several storage units across Columbus where the suspects were stockpiling the goods before transporting them out of state in box trucks. Their final destination? Well, to local distributors who likely had no idea they were handling stolen items. So, I mean, this was a major operation. They were selling these to distribution centers.
Right.
So this was a lot more than just a small time theft.
So essentially they're taking money, these benefits, spending it, and it's money that they don't have. So essentially they're getting all of this candy and these energy drinks for free and then selling them to people that don't know they're getting hot goods. And it's it's a horrible system to take advantage of. But also, I just assumed they were going to drink it, eat it, store it for whenever put it in their bunker for doomsday or whatever. But no, they were trying to make money off of it. In early 2025, authorities have identified and indicted 3 individuals. I do think more are coming. Ionut Bizga, 33 years old. Doina Bacelan, 32 years old, and Juan Hernandez, 26 years old. Each of them is now facing charges for a pattern of corrupt activity and food stamp fraud, according to the Ohio Department of Public Safety.
And again, this is not just a small side hustle. This was actually part of a much bigger problem in Ohio. So in the first quarter of 2025 alone, they discovered that nearly 18,500 households reported that their SNAP benefits were stolen. And this stolen amount equaled $18.5 million. So to really put that in perspective, nearly $1 million per week was stolen. And this wasn't stolen from the government directly. No. This was stolen from families who needed this. So families were left without money for groceries and food banks scrambling to fill in the gap. I mean, these are real lives affected, almost 20,000 households affected because of this.
It's like the backwards Robin Hood. They're robbing from the poor to make themselves rich.
Yeah. Authorities also recovered the tools of the trade. They found card skimmers. They cloned gift card and credit cards, laptops and cell phones. This was all used to run the operation. The suspects had built a digital infrastructure to essentially drain EBT accounts across all of Ohio.
It's just wild to me that they were able to come up with this scheme. I feel like where we are with technology nowadays, that you shouldn't be able to do this without some alarms going off. And they're working in Ohio now to strengthen the SNAP system and to avoid things like this. For example, House Bill 163 is going to enact enhanced cybersecurity for SNAP. It's being co-sponsored by Representatives Tristan Rader and Kelly Dieter. So they are going all out to try to prevent this from happening, but they're also not going to slow down their investigation. They're going to keep looking for individuals that have played a role in this. And there are other bills coming too, John, like the No Hungry Families Act, co-sponsored by Rader and Desiree Sims. And that's going to allow there to be a state-run reimbursement program for victims of SNAP fraud. So an ability to potentially get money back when it's taken from them.
Yeah, this is insane. I mean, I remember working at grocery stores and I suspected some weirdness going on with some SNAP cards where if I worked, like every shift I worked, there was one guy that came in at 10 o'clock a.m. every day, clockwork. He would fill up his cart with the daily maximum allowance of soda pop and would purchase, I can't remember, I think it was like 10, 24 packs of a Pepsi product. And he did that every single day using his SNAP card. I personally think that he was selling these under the table, like 50 cents a can, and was making some money off that. I saw other people take the cards and like use it for food and then hand it to the person behind them in line who would then use it for food. I had people who just memorized other people's card numbers and would type those in. So that could have been theft on a much smaller scale, but this again, I mean, $20 million, 20,000 families impacted. This is major.
Yeah, I'm so glad they caught some of the individuals involved here, but I think it's just the tip of the iceberg, John. These are folks that were involved, but I don't think, I mean, this is literally organized crime. So I think there are people higher up the food chain they need to get for this.
Absolutely. And I hope that we have an update for you. Yeah. Hope they catch those people because this has got to stop.
Absolutely. Guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us through these true crime to go stories. Hopefully this one is not over and they continue to stop that corruption. But this has been a crime story in 10 minutes or less.
Would you like crime with that?
Hey guys, Nate here from True Crime Cast. Look, have you ever wished that you could go back in time and see the events that shape the true crime cases that really just fascinate you? But with newspapers.com, it's like having a time machine into the past. Dive into more than 1 billion, that's right, billion with a B, newspaper pages from 1690 all the way up to 2025 and relive the headlines that shocked entire towns. Explore newspapers from the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and beyond with just a simple search. Read the breaking news as it happened. Crime scene reports, witness testimonies, courtroom drama, you name it. explore forgotten clues, and see how the media shaped the narrative of infamous cases. But it's not just the major stories. Newspapers.com lets you dig into local mysteries, missing persons reports, and small-town scandals that history, unfortunately, forgot. It's the closest thing that you can get to being there when it all unfolded. So if you're ready to dig deeper into the crimes that keep you up at night, start your journey today at newspapers.com. Just use the code TrueCrimecast at checkout for 20% off. Untold stories are waiting in the archives.
You've listened to True Crimecast, distributed by Stoveleg Media. Check out stoveleg.com to find out more about your hosts and to find other podcasts to listen to. Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.